Right, so in question 2 we're looking at scientific notation. We have two computers, computer X running at this speed here, 1.6 megahertz, and we also have that megahertz is 10 to the 6 hertz, and computer Y here running at a speed of 3.2 gigahertz, and we've seen the conversion for gigahertz there into hertz. So now if we look at the last sentence, which tells us what to do, we're asked to find the ratio of the speed of computer Y to computer X. So that order is important. Y to X. So we're going to take Y first. Maybe if we write it like this first. Y to X. So that's the ratio we want. So now we'll write down these in scientific notation. Computer Y we saw was 3.2 gigahertz, so that's times 10 to the power of 9, over, and computer X we can say is 1.6 times 10 to the power of 6. Alright, so we can do a few cancellations here. Remember, we can use the commutative law of arithmetic to separate these. It doesn't matter the order that we multiply numbers here, so we can separate this part from this part, and this is now quite simple. So we can see that 3.2 divided by 1.6, well that's just 2. 3.2 is double 1.6. And then if we look at our index laws, we subtract when we divide with the same base. So we have 10 to the power of 9 minus 6 would be 3. So we can see we want to leave our answer in scientific notation. So we could continue and simplify that, but there's no need. That is already scientific notation. Alright, question 2. The total area we have here, and we learnt that in question 1, the population density, pop density was the people per square kilometre. People per square kilometre. So here we go. Let's look at Turkey first. So let's do Turkey in blue. So for Turkey, we have the population is this much. Okay, so let's write that in scientific notation. We've got 7.5. Remember, the first number has to be between, or has to be smaller than 10, bigger than 0. So we have 7.5, and we count the number of digits after. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 digits after, so times 10 to the power of 7. And conveniently, the total area is already in scientific notation. So we can write that in here. Great, okay, so now let's look at Russia. So if we look here at Russia, we have Russia. Here's Russia's population. 1.41 will be the decimal times 10 to the power of, let's see how many digits after the 1. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 10 to the power of 8. And let's look at the population density. The area is 1.71 times 10 to the power of 8. Right, so the question asks us to find this population density. Well, these decimals here, we need a calculator to find that, and we'll show you how to do that just in a moment. But we can say straight away which one is greater. How do we do that? Well, we should simply just compare the exponents. So here, if we look at the exponents, we can see that for Turkey, if we cancel this out, well these numbers here, let's use the same strategy that we used before. If we look at the numbers here, that's about 1. It's about 1. Same with Russia, these numbers are pretty close to 1. About equal to 1. And then we just compare the exponents here. So here, that's also equal to 1. So this whole thing is approximately equal to 1. The entire population density for Russia. But for Turkey, we see this when we simplify this section, it's 10 squared. So this whole thing is approximately equal to 100. So we can say definitely that Turkey is greater. And let's have a look now with your calculators and see how we can do this for the population density with a calculator. Right, so we're on our home screen in our calculator here. We want to go to the graph. We want to go to the calculator, I should say. And so now we want to use a fraction for the population density. The quickest way to do that is control and division. And we can type in our numbers here, 7.5. Whoops, we weren't up in our fraction part here, so 7.5, click up in the numerator. And then we want to multiply by 10 to the power of 7. There we should use now the EE button, which means this helps us with scientific notation. Basically means times 10 to the power of, and so we just write the power. It was 7. In the denominator, likewise, 7.84. You can go ahead and pause the video and do this now. Check that you can get the same answer as I. And enter to find our answer there. 95.6633, roughly. Alright, so then for Russia, and that was about what we predicted, about 100. So let's try for Russia here, 1.41. 41. Oh, I've done the same thing here. Make sure you're up in the numerator before you start typing. 1.41. And to the power of 8. In the denominator we had 1.71. Again, EE, and the power was 8. We predicted this was about 1, and yeah, sure enough, that's about 1. So, I hope that video was useful. I'll see you in another video.